Pero nagpunta kami ng Datunsay. Yung teritoryo ni Andala Paton Jr. Si Junior. D Junior.
V.
Oo.
Na nakakulong.
Nag-shoot kami doon. Biglang nagkatutok ng mga baril. Niwing mo kami lahat. Kasi yung magtutok ng baril, hindi naka-uniforme. So, hindi siya pulis, hindi siya sundalo. So, ano sila?
Private army.
Hindi. Normal na tao lang.
Kung walang tutukan doon, akala mo nasa Ortigas ka lang.
Naman.
Kaya nga lang doon may tutukan talaga ron
Pero parang, would you say na naging, parang kumbaga, nag-regress yung BARM? Parang nakapunta ako mga 2012, wala namang...
It's not necessarily regression kasi hindi nagkabarilan.
Tsaka yung hindi regression kasi constant yun.
Wala ka sa lolo ko.
May qualifier ako agad.
Pag sa basilan ka.
Normal yun. Hindi nag-regress, hindi ganun lang yun.
So, homeostasis.
Yung driver namin, sabi doon sa isa, gabi na, biglang nagtutukan sila, wala lang yun, okay lang yun.
So, kailan ba?
It was less than a kilometer from the next army base.
So, at which point does it become alarming? Ano yung red flags? Kung nasa big barn ka,
pag
may narinig ka.
May butok na.
Tsaka nasalubong ko yung may baril may Armalite. Ang liit ng Armalite, ganyan kalit lang, parang super cut down. Nakangiti pa sa akin eh.
Hindi niya alam kung yung super cut down. Paliwala mo kung ano super cut down.
Alam ko yun, yung nilagare.
Yan.
Mukhang nilagare.
Alam ko, nilagare.
Mukhang hindi ginansmith eh.
Nilagare lang.
Hindi, yung infant, ganun din, maliksi rin. Yung infant, hindi yung baby Hindi baby. Yung infant, mas maliit sa... At hindi nilagari yun.
Ang dala mo.
Ako, hindi ako mahilig sa baril eh.
Wait, di ba may... Oo nga, nasa jar yun, Ronald
AK.
AK-47 Kalashnikov, di ba?
Napaka-peaceful ko eh. Bago na ako ng buhay.
Alam mo yan pa isang funny, no?
Handgun na siya, hindi na siya sniper rifle.
Hindi, kahit saan ka magpunta, dun sa area, basilan, hulong, peaceful dito, peaceful.
Pero lahat ng tao may baril.
Parang part and parcel na yun eh.
But actually, it's also how you define peaceful eh. And I just had that epiphany ng weekend eh. Everybody says it's peaceful. The residents say it's peaceful. The officials say it's peaceful. Ang nag-qualify for me was yung PNP Regional Director. Ang sabi niya, dito kasi talagang peaceful naman. Ang baba yung index crimes. Except yung murder.
Okay. So basically, kumbaga yung mga pickpocket, ganon.
Walang
ganon. Ang gulo nila is yung rido.
Bakbakan na.
Bakbakan na talaga.
Kasi kung may...
Hindi crime yun eh, gera yun eh. Iba yung gera sa crime.
Yun nga eh. Ang daming definition of terms na nagaganap dito.
Kasi kung may problema kayo, for example, sabi ni PNP RD, dito, pag nangagaw ka ng babae, o ng babae ka, o nahulihan ka ng ganun, patay ka agad. So walang kasong bugbog.
Pero serious question mo ka, ano na bang nagyayari doon ngayon? Kasi parang, syempre, last we heard, di ba, na parang nasugpo na naman yung ganyan, yung mga rebels.
Well, the MILF, di ba?
The MILF.
It's an interesting phase. It's now an interesting phase in the peace process. Ito, alam niyo mo gusto eh. Kasi, for the first time, magkakaroon ng elections for parliament.
Yes.
Which is now controlled by the MILF.
Appointed kasi dati.
Oo. Lahat yan appointed. So, the MILF has been in control since 2019.
So, ngayon, may chance na mawala yung kanilang control as MILF.
So, what happens after October if ang parliament ng Bangsamoro is no longer controlled by the MILF? Ma-echepera sila.
MI.
So, they might be upset again? Ganun.
We don't know. But this is also important kasi, for example, ngayon kasi, appointed Malacanang, so guaranteed sila ng control eh. For now. Come October, ang election ng parliament is 50% party list, 40% district representatives. What does that mean? Ang distrito, siyempre kontrolado yan ng mga political clans.
Yes. Established na yan dyan, di ba? May sarili-sarili.
Parang congressman, di ba? Political clans yan, district representatives.
Ito, probinsya mo. Ito, distrito mo.
So, 40% yan, district representatives. 50% party lists. What's to prevent the
mga party lists doon, mga clans din ang may hawak doon.
Parang dito lang din. Parang sa national yung normal lang na party list natin.
So, big question is, anong composition ng parliament ng Bangsamoro after
Pero
October?
ang kaibahan kasi ay bawal ang dynasty sa BARM.
Ay, yan.
Yun.
Kaya yun yung...
May qualifier din yan. There are 2 laws. Amazingly, BARM nauna pa sa national government sa pagpasa ng anti-dynasty laws. We've been waiting for anti-dynasty for 38 years, 37 years. Ang BARM in 2023 passed 2 laws, the BARM Local Government Code and the BARM Electoral Code, that bars dynasties up to the 2nd degree of
But how will they execute that? I mean,
pero, ito po,
diba very clannish?
Just to qualify that first. Okay, yung electoral code bars dynasties for this parliamentary elections in October. The local government code bars dynasties in 2028. So may moratorium pa.
Okay. Kailan malilift yung moratorium?
Sisingit lang, dali lang. Dito ka, yung babae sa gitna.
2028.
Yan,
Kasi,
okay.
Bakit sa gitna?
Misogyny na naman.
Siyempre, misogyny.
Joke lang.
Kasi apparently, the political clans were quite uncomfortable with the idea of the anti-dynasty provisions that they asked for a moratorium para hindi mabigla.
Alam mo, Bok, outside BARM, mayroong dynasty. Di ba?
Oo naman.
Yung mga Maguindanao. Lanao. Diba?
Ito nga interesting.
Mas modern kasi ang BARM. Sila lang nag-pass ng anti-dynasty law.
But ito interesting, come May kasi hindi pa covered yan ng anti-dynasty provisions ng BARM. But come May, ang tatakbo for governor ng Maguindanao del Norte is Teng Mangudadatu. Tatakbo ng governor for Maguindanao del Sur, beside lang, is the wife, Mariam. Ang tatakbo for governor ng Sultan Kudarat is the son, Pax Ali. So, 3 Mangudadatus from 1 family running for governor of 3 provinces.
Pero bakit pa nila ginawa yung Maguindanao del Sur kung ganun lang din yung mangyayari? Di ba hiniwalay nga nila yun?
Kaya nga natin para dumami yung
Mga kamag-anak nila.
Pero it's all in the one nuclear family.
May historical man gerrymandering sa sa
I thought
sa ARM.
Remember, I mean, the rationale of the gerrymandering para hindi sila
yung Batuan, maraming bayan.
Yung subdivide political and geographic territories para for the benefit
of dumami yung balwarte.
Para hindi mag-away. Kasi dito nag-aaway-away, di ba?
Sample, Ampatuan, Tanawang Ampatuan Smoke, di ba? Panahon ni Ampatuan, si Zaldi, gobernador, ang daming biniyak-biyak na mga bagong bayan para sa mga anak at kapatid.
Mas marami pa kambing kaysa tao.
Best example dyan, Datu Unsay, kung saan nagkatutukan Datu Unsay, has a population of 12,000. That's the entire town, 12,000.
Pwede kang maglakad doon, wala kang makikitang tao.
Kahapon.
Di ba dapat 20,000 yung population bago ka magkaroon ng isang congressional district?
That's a congressional
district na. So what more of province?
No. Talking about towns. I'm talking about towns. Datu Unsay. It was, tapos pinangalan kay Unsay, na mayor na buhay pa.
Buhay pa siya, may bayan na named after him.
Please lang nagtataka ka kung kanino yung town na yun.
Diba si Datu Hopper?
Datu Hopper. Datu Saudi.
Ano yung usap-usapan doon ngayon na talagang mukhang magyayari na yung parliamentary elections? Finally.
Interesting yung magiging resulta kung ma-wipe out yung mga MILF. Dahil isang dahilan kung bakit pumirma sila ng political settlement ay para sila ay maging bahagi ng pamamahala. Pero siyempre,
they were hoping to be in charge.
Pero siyempre, hindi naman permanent yun eh. Meron kang puwang para ikaw yung mamahala. At yun, patapos na. No? Or tapos na. Kaya,
transition period yan, ano? Mula nung nagkasundo sila.
Yung transition period, sila ang in charge.
Patapos na yan.
Sila in charge. Pero ngayon, appointive ngayon, patapos na yan. No? Patapos na dahil yung parliament ay hindi na appointive.
Okay, meaning to say, Ronald, the natural order of things in Mindanao will take hold, which is pami-pamilya.
Clans.
Ganun ba yun?
Yes. Pero, ayun nga, political settlement kasi yan eh. Yung MILF din naman, may mga pamilya rin yun, may mga clans din yun eh.
Nangyari nung kay Lourdes Mari, 1996, di ba? Sa Danao po.
Sa huli.
Sa huli si Ampatuan.
Nung ARMM, hindi pa BARM nun.
So ganun, Ronald, the natural order of things is that sa bahagi na yan ng Pilipinas o ng Mindanao, mga pamilya pa rin talaga mas malakas yung dynasty at clan politics.
Well, partly kasi, dapat naging successful yung transition mo, yung governance. Dapat na naayos mo Kumbaga, yung mga institusyon at yung grasya ay naibaba mo.
So your assessment is hindi natin na-achieve yun?
In a way.
Which
no?
way? Alin yung mga, alam mo yun, na-achieve nila? Ano yung mga hindi?
Siguro, kailangan ng summation. Pero ngayon kasi wala namang summary pa ng kanilang achievements at saka non-achievements.
Pero pinag-aawayan ngayon sa bagong BARM, yung Black Grant, malaki yun.
Ano yun? Pera ba yun?
Pera yun. Yun ang
malaki
binibigyan
pondo
ng gobyerno.
ng BARM eh.
Hindi itim,
yun.
Hindi itim. It's block.
Billion. Tawag nila Black Grant.
Pero kahit naman nung panahon nila Nurmiswari, marami ring resources ang ARMM. Hindi lang galing sa gobyerno, galing sa mga international multilateral institutions like UNDP, ADB, etc.
Middle Eastern countries, ang daming donations yan.
Japan.
So wala nang donations ngayon?
Meron pa rin.
Ronald, it's been said, the whole idea of autonomy is dapat yung resources ng lugar na yon ay sila ang sila nagmamanage, and the vision is really mas self-sustaining. Idea ng autonomy, di ba? Pero nangyari dito yung mga autonomous region natin, parang
The elephant in the room kasi ay training. Dapat i-develop mo yung skill set nung hahawak ng autonomous region. Lalo na, most of them, if not all of them, are former guerrillas na walang alam sa pamamahala. They are fighters eh. Kaya dapat yan, yung sa transition, i-train mo yan intensively kung paano mamahala. No?
And you think hindi...
Baka yun yung kulang. Usually, yun ang ginagawa ng mga multilateral institutions.
Actually, may
like
training
UN.
yung MILF compared to MNLF. Meron kasing Bangsamoro Institute na ginawa noong 2019.
Tsaka may political party sila.
May political party sila.
Pero still, it still is a big disadvantage na you have to change your mindsets eh. Interview nga namin with Makakuha nung Sunday, interview namin with Makakuha yung bagong chief minister. He was explaining to the senators daw, this is on the record naman eh, he said it on camera, so I can say it again, I suppose. The senators were complaining na dami yung violations na procedure, ganun. Sabi ni Makakuha in closed-door session, sabi ni Makakuha sa kanila, but senators, we're rebels eh. We're still learning governance. When you tell me liquidation, ang iniisip ko,
pagpatay.
Oo. Pagpatay. Pinag-discussion na rin naman ito sa Senado tsaka sa Congress.
Brings me to a saying, si Ronald kasi aktivista to dati. Well, hanggang ngayon pa naman, which brings me to yung kasabihan na yung mga revolusyonaryo magaling mag-overthrow, but they always suck at running government.
Kumbaga, after ma-overthrow, anong gagawin natin? Totoo ba yan,
not necessarily. Dahil yung mga revolutionaryong kilala ko, hindi naman nabigyan ng pagkakataon how to govern eh.
Hasn't Nurmiswari been given a chance, for example?
Diyan lang naman nagkaroon ng autonomous region eh. Sa part lang ng Muslim Mindanao. Hindi nga yung entirety ng Muslim Mindanao eh. So medyo, five provinces eh. No? At yan yung mga ibang klaseng revolusyonaryo. Yan yung secession eh. Hindi naman yan yung mga sosyalista.
So, baka kasi, Ronald, there is something to that eh.
Binasket mo daw lahat ng aktivista.
Magkaiba yun.
Kaya mo mag-demonstration, kaya mo lumaban, makibaka, pero iba yung
hindi nagde-demonstrate yan eh. Namamaril yan.
Pero Ronald, iba yung skill set na kailangan para magpatakbo ng pamahalaan. Parang ganun ang lumaban.
Halimbawa, yung ibang mga rebelde, meron silang mga Boy Morales na nag-TOYM, na nagpatakbo ng Development Academy of the Philippines. So, ibig sabihin, meron kang mga dating mga aktivista, revolutionary, na merong mga karanasan sa pamamahala. At nung sila ay pumasok sa gobyerno, napatakbo naman nila kahit papaano na mas maayos.
Well, in fairness, si Ronald pumasok ng gobyerno to. Mukhang napatakbo naman niya ng mabuti yung OPA.
Kung mapapatakbo mo yung MILF, kung mapapatakbo mo yung MNLF, or kahit BIFF, it's also kind of may leadership involved, may organizational skills involved.
Ibang skill set eh.
Tsaka iba yung lugar na yun.
Gusto ko gawin ninyo. Walang
lugar na yun. Talagang tribes and clans kasi yung dominant dyan eh.
Which Ronald, kaya ang unang tanong ko sa iyo is baka it fell to its natural order of things. Bumalik sa clans. Because I'm reminded, Bok, nung pumunta tayo Pakistan and we crossed into yung tinatawag na Northwestern Frontier Society. It's a part of Pakistan na sa sobrang sakit ng ulo ng mga...
Para namang club yung Northwestern Frontier Society. Northwestern Frontier lang.
Northwest Frontier. Northwest Frontier.
It's a geographical area.
Yeah.
It's a geographical area.
Borders Afghanistan.
It borders Afghanistan, but it's part of Pakistan. But it's autonomous. When you enter that area, it's like
Takot na yung mga ano.
kung ano man merong system of government ang Pakistan, it does not apply there.
So para siyang UN. In a way, may sarili siyang
let's call it autonomy. Parang in that part of Pakistan, it's the old tribal traditions and
So, no man's
rules. It's they have a system.
Their own system.
Which is very patriarchal.
Oo. Kumbaga, they did not force fit a system that's extraneous to the local culture.
Binigyan na lang sila ng sarili nila.
Or for
Sarili
lack
nilang
of a
lugar.
better term, modernity.
But that's kind of what they were doing with ARMM before. Ay, like, sa pananaw ko, I mean, growing up, it's like, okay, let's make them their own religion.
But the difference is the structure that was being introduced or was introduced in
With
southern
BARM.
in Mindanao, whether you call it BARM or whatever. It's a very Western system Ronald, sorry, no? Yung sa Pakistan, it's really a tribal system that persists.
Halimbawa, elections, no? Nung inintroduce mo yan with the fall of Gaddafi sa Libya, it didn't work. No? Dahil nga, yung kultura nila ay hindi electoral. No? These are strong leaders, Di ba? Mga Gaddafi,
matibay, parang
mga Assad, di ba? Mga sino ba sa Iraq?
You rule by Saddam. You rule by
Saddam, di ba?
And whatever you need,
Nung
I will
nawala
provide.
sila, hindi umubra kaagad yung modern democratic system. Dahil nga, nasanay sila.
Imported
nasanay sila.
This imported system,
So,
Don't
wishful
work.
thinking ba tayo?
parang ganun nga, Ronald, baka kailangan dyan sa Mindanao, talagang, you have to look at the age-old traditions.
Pero
Pero
meron ka mga
successful naman
meron-
yung MILF in running their business.
Money, how can you say successful when...
Let's hear his argument out.
Pero-
Lumago
Certain businesses.
Pero business pa muna.
Pero
Hindi,
Patrick,
may mga plantation.
pag ganun ang
may
pagtingin
ano,
mo,
palm oil.
baka sabihin mo rin dito ay
Hotel.
yung natural course of things ay warlordism, dynasties, etc. Dahil hindi naman ganun karami yung Biko Soto na nagpatakbo ng maayos, halimbawa sa isang syudad. Mas siya yung exception Pwede rin sabihin nila na halimbawa, sa bar, meron kang ilan na matitino, pero karamihan ay clannish or iba yung sistema. Pero pwede rin nila sabihin yan sa buong Pilipinas.
Yeah.
No? Dahil
Pareho lang
minority rin naman dito yung matitinong mga local leaders.
Tapos nilalamon ng
Kaya hindi
sistema.
rin-
So, ganun
Kaya
din.
ibig sabihin, hindi rin natin pwede sabihin, sa inyo kasi that's the natural course of things. Sabihin nila sa
Hindi,
atin,
Ronald,
sa inyo rin yung natural course of things, kwan din
Ronald,
Trapo
what I was getting into is that baka you need a hybrid of sorts na hindi lang basta a system that's extraneous to the local culture, you will force fit in a place. Baka hindi umuubra yung ganun Baka kailangan din pag-aralan kung ano yung mga, may mga institusyon sa mga lugar na yan We can't say that they're not modern or anything like that. Baka naman dapat pinag-iisipan din yun kung ano yung local institutions and how it might work with some hybrid system.
But I think the problem
in
with the
Afghanistan,
hybrid-
for example, their traditional system is what you call Loya Jirga. Yung mga tribal leaders getting together, elders, and sila nagde-decide kung ano.
But don't you can argue na you have to try and fail muna for that to happen.
Well, it's already failed in Barm, I think. If
we
the
have
whole
one more chance
idea
to
was
fail with the election.
Or
prevent-
Afghanistan. Or Afghanistan. Dahil doon, talaga yung system nila, kahit yung ganong klaseng elder system.
Hindi, Ronald,
No?
it wasn't made. A problem sa Afghanistan was that, the Americans walked in and
Hindi.
thought that they could import democracy in a
Hindi.
place
Ibig
like
sabihin,
Afghanistan.
yung mga bago dumating yung system ng democracy, halimbawa sa Afghanistan, ganun na yung system Problema sa ganung system, very inclusive yan. Halimbawa, babae, hindi talaga kasama dyan. No? Hindi talaga kayo sasama. Dahil yung very nature ng kanilang system, ay yung babae ay hindi kasama sa pagpapasya. Yun yung isang nature. No? Kaya nga pinasok mo yung modern system. No? Na dapat hanggang ngayon, balik sila uli ron. Dahil pinagbabawal uli ngayon na mag-aral ang mga babae.
Taliban.
Oo, pinagbawal uli.
So what you're saying is that not just because it's traditional or historic doesn't mean that it has to stay there.
Well, in the same way, Bok, not because it's traditional and historic, they should get rid of it. Ganun lang din naman yun eh. And let's not forget, yung sistema sa Afghanistan na Taliban, it's an extreme system. You know, extreme pa rin yun eh. Mahirap din yung masyado nag-extreme eh. Dapat siguro mas tinitimbang at kinikilala ano yung mga local institutions at work.
You're talking about compromise. That's really hard.
Pero halimbawa, Iran, for several decades, naging modern na Iran. No, tumatakbo na siya eh. Ganun din ang Beirut, no? Ang tawag sa Lebanon, the Switzerland of the Middle East.
Paris.
Hindi naman Switzerland. Paris naman.
Paris daw.
Yeah, the Paris of the Middle East.
Yeah, tsaka may mga videos, may mga pictures from the internet, makikita mo, no? Pwede pala mag-bikini sa Iran at some point.
Tunisia.
Context of all those pictures of Kabul where people were wearing miniskirt. All those pictures were pictures taken. No, well, look at it this way. Pictures taken in the city of people who belong to a small elite of modernized Afghans or Persians or whatever. Pero you know, if you go back historically, there was still a large portion of Afghanistan or Iran that was lived in the traditional way.
Pero ang problema sa atin, those who will decide, yung sinasabi mo, ano yung transition, ano yung mix, will also be very imperfect politicians na ayaw ng mga Mindanawans dahil nga because of Imperial Manila. Kaya yun yung tension dyan eh. Who will decide for them kung ano yung transitional?
Yeah.
No?
Well, Manila has decided for them, di ba?
Yeah. Yun nga.
And it's not work. I mean, we're seeing,
which is part of the problem. Dahil kung hindi naman magpapasya rito, patuloy yung gera. No? Di ba kaya nagkaroon ng political settlement, nakipag-settlement sila sa national government. So yung national government ang gumawa ng framework para dito sa
Manila government.
Political settlement na ito. Pero kung sila-sila lang, will that happen? I'm not too sure. Dahil nga, andun yung gera.
So kailangan kasi may referee talaga eh. Diba? Like a mediator, someone, an outsider.
Oh, you could argue, Ronald, that the conflict in Mindanao was largely a doing of intervention from Imperial Manila. I mean, before let's say, Imperial Manila made its presence felt there, you could argue
or there's a tenuous...
Wala masyadong you could argue that way.
Yun nga yung pinanggagalingan, halimbawa ng previous episode natin, si Mr. Sub-Saharan Africa. Dahil hindi ito usapin lamang kung tama o mali yung sinasabi mo. Usapin ito ng mga emotions. Usapin ito ng mga sensibilities. No? Halimbawa, sabi ko nga last time, pag ikinumpara mo sila sa mga Ilocano at Kapampangan, no? Galit na kagad yan. Hindi usapin kung ano ba yung tama o mali. No? Dahil historically, ang tingin nila, itong mga Tiga-Luzon, ito yung nag-outbreed sa amin. Ito yung ginamit ng mga Kastila, ng mga Amerikano, para kami ay dalhin sa margins. Na dati, kami ang majority dito sa Mindanao. Kaya may mga ganong sensibilities.
Napaka-Florante at Laura.
May mga ganong sensibilities na naka-cloud yung tama ba o mali yung proposal na magkaroon ng maayos na bookkeeping, na maayos na reporting, di ba? Sabi mo nga kanina, maayos na liquidation ng gastos. No? Dahil halimbawa ng ARM, may mga kausap ako ng mga international multilateral agencies. Yung bibigay nilang pondo, bibigay ng mga NGOs, kailangan maayos ang accounting niya, reporting. Doon, pag binigay sa kanila, dapat hahatiin sa mga clans.
Ibabaon.
Dapat hahatiin sa clans. Reporting? Ba't kailangan namin na reporting?
At saka hindi din ang deposito sa bangko. Bok, ano nangyayari doon?
Cash.
Binabang sa lupa.
Lagay sa drum at ibaon sa lupa.
Ibaon sa lupa.
Cash.
Sabi ko, again, hindi naman lahat. No?
Kasi ang patuwal nga, di ba?
Halimbawa, si Dato Paglas, matitino naman yung mga nandun, di ba? Kaso namatay na maaga eh. No? May mga, di ba? May mga matitino naman eh. Ang problema, for now, nasa minority sila. No? Kaya nga, pag nagpasya na, marginalize sila.
Hindi ba magiging weird rin, lalo na wala yung sulu? I mean, final na ba yun?
Medyo iba pa yung sulu na yan. Dahil ang nagsabi kasi dati, ang nag-file para mahiwalay sila, yung governor ng Sulu. na ngayon gusto ibalik yung Sulu.
The same governor. Si Abdo Sakurtan.
Dahil gusto niya
Dahil gusto niya tumakbo as governor ng BARM. No?
Oo.
Dati humiwalay dahil ayaw nila masakot ang BARM. Ngayon gustong ibalik sa BARM dahil tatakbo yung governor.
Gusto niya maging BARM chair.
Pwede ba? I mean, can you be that flaky na parang, wait.
May decision na eh.
May decision na yung Supreme Court.
Tapos ikaw yung petitioner eh.
Ikaw yung petitioner.
At ang desisyon,
Hiwalay.
Wala na.
Hiwalay.
Wala yung
Hindi
Sulu.
kasama yung Sulu.
Pero parang di ko ma-imagine kasi na may Bangsamoro region na wala yung Sulu.
because Bangsamoro is, sorry, it's a concept. It's a concept, di ba? It's a concept.
In 76, that was 13 provinces and 9 component cities. That's a Tripoli agreement. Now you're looking at what, 5 or 4? Diba? So nagbabago yung ano eh.
It's a concept. There's really no Bangsamoro. In fact, the word Moro, it's a Spanish word. It's imported from the Spanish. They were not called Moros, or they were called Tausugs, Maranaos, and Maguindanawans.
Negative ang connotation on before. No? Actually, the whole of Mindanao is Muslim. No? Almost 100%.
Lang 13 tribes yan.
Oh.
Pero may mga luma doon. May mga luma sa Mindanao.
Yes, pero yung overwhelming majority niya, more than 90%, ay mga Muslim talaga.
Ngayon, ilang percent na lang? What?
9?
Less than 10.
Yeah, 8?
Less than 10.
Less than 10.
Less than 10 ang non-Muslims.
Ang mga Muslims.
Ang Muslim sa Mindanao.
Dati
So
more than 90%
when people
siya.
talk about Mindanao being Muslim, it's no longer true. Not in a long time. Kasi ang konti na lang.
What happened? I mean, did they just...
Nalusaw sila because of
Migration. Migration. Pero Boka.
Migration encouraged by Manila.
Well, but
halimbawa,
if you go around Metro Manila,
yung mga unang natalo ng mga Kastila at saka ng Amerikano, nilipat doon. Yung mga natalo, yung mga tiga Luzon, mga tiga Visayas.
I think they relocated mga Hukbalap.
Doon sila nilagay, no? Iba pa yun, ibang wave yun. Yung mga natalo ng mga Hukbalap.
May mga Ilonggo din. May mga Ilonggo na.
Sa Southern Mindanao. Ibang wave pa yun eh. Wave upon wave yan eh.
But just to give you a fuller perspective of things, when you go around Metro Manila now, it is common to see...
We're very intercultural.
It's common to see, Metro Manila, it's common to see somebody in a
hijab.
In a hijab.
Well, it's very common. Well, taga San Juan ako, so obviously, marami talaga.
Okay, because of Green Hills.
Green Hills, yes.
Taguig, yes. But I'm surprised when I went to a market in Nasugbu, Batangas, and some of the stalls had Muslim sellers.
But
It's very common. I'm not saying, I'm not about to give a percentage, but it's common.
Para anecdotally, you see more. And I agree with you. In the mall, every single time I go.
But the proportions may not be quite the same. Kasi nga, if you look at how the population, the demographics in Mindanao changed from the 20th century the 20th century versus the demographics ng Luzon, vastly different rin yun.
Well, yeah, but over time, when people move, it changes.
Yeah.
Over time, it will change. So we don't know how it will change. But let's human history naman is about people moving places eh. Hindi naman tayo original dito, Bok eh. Diba?
Kung nag-migrate na in less than 10%, tapos magkakaroon tayo ng election and magbibigay tayo ng autonomy, parang misnomer na siya. Kasi kung nag-spread na yung mga Muslims outward because of whatever, gulo, poverty, or whatever reason, tapos ngayon magta-transition tayo into an autonomous region of Muslim Mindanao, pero less than 10% na lang yung Muslim.
Parang yun yung very concept of federalism. Maganda naman kasi yung concept of federalism eh. Pero kung gagawin mo yan overnight, you will be federating warlordism. You will be federating poverty. You will be federating inequality.
So is that what we're doing?
Kaya mahalaga yung requirements eh. The best federal systems ay yung mga systems na before they federated, meron na silang mga local governance which works. No, halimbawa, the Federal Republic of Germany. Bago yan naging Federal Republic of Germany, these are kingdoms. These are kingdoms na pinagsama-sama mo sa isang federal system. Okay. No, so kung yan ay gusto mong gawin in the future para yung resources ng national will be spread more equally sa mga regions, kailangan i-prepare mo yung mga regions how to govern.
Kaya nga, Ronald.
Yun yung mahalaga.
Baliktad yung steps natin.
In a way, parang yung BARM. Kailangan you have to prepare them how to govern.
Ronald, historically, I don't think when they talk about federal system in the Philippines, historically, I don't think we have that history.
We don't. Feudal. We have feudal, not federal.
Not even. What we have is a history of barangays and villages. That's our history. We don't have a history of like the USA of states coming together or what they have in Germany, kingdoms and principalities coming together, forming a one nation of Germany. We don't have that. So I doubt whether, a federal system is what is going to work here.
Well, yung mga successful na mga federal system na hindi naman sila nagsimula ng mga kingdoms.
For example?
Ang naging kwan nila, halimbawa, Scandinavian countries, no? Nagkahiwalay-hiwalay naman yan dahil different kingdoms yan. Nagtayo sila ng sarili nilang mga bansa. Pero federal yung kanilang sistema dahil nga yung national central government nila nakita na better yung system ng federalism para sa kanilang buong bansa. That is why ginastusan talaga ng central government yung training ng kanilang mga federal states, no? Yung mga municipalities, cities, para ma-develop yung capacity to govern.
Pero actually,
sa Sweden, yung mga mayors nila are all appointed. Hindi yan elected. Dahil ang kinukuha nila are the best and the brightest managers. No, hindi yan elected. Pero sabi dito, isipin mo, mayors ay hindi elected. Revolution yun, di ba? Pero sa kanilang sistema, yung ibig sabihin nila ng modernity, dapat mayors should be great managers. Nakita ko yung mayor ng Stockholm, batang babae, pero magaling.
Ronald, medyo controversial lang may controversy dyan sa sa Switzerland. You mentioned Sweden, okay? Sweden. It's national socialism. Without Hitler's racism. Because, in effect, that's what they say about Sweden's system.
Hindi. Social democratic ang system nila.
No, pero it's a national socialism.
Okay ba yan? Dahil very anti-fascist ang Sweden.
Yeah. I'm talking about national socialism. Switzerland, the Swedish system, is very similar to what was there before Germany became fascistic or a Nazi. It's the same thing.
So, kumbaga, it evolved organically from what was
the whole idea of a socialism at the national level.
Actually, nauna ang Switzerland. Dahil at the turn of the century, almost 40% ng kanilang population nag-migrate, mostly sa US. Yung natirang 60%, dahil sa poverty yan, hindi na pwede yan. We have to develop our economy according to a democratic system. Kaya yung growth ng social democracy nagsimula sa mga Scandinavian countries. Finland, Norway, Denmark, Iceland. Yan yung, kaya very trade union based yung kanilang system. At the turn of the century,
bagay ba sa Pilipinas?
Sabi ko maliliit ang mga bansa, 2 milyon lang yan.
Ang kaibahan ng mga Scandinavian, nagkaroon sila ng modernizing elites. Mga capitalist na tingin nila, dapat meron silang isosoli sa bansa. Kapitalista naman yung mga bansa na yan pero meron silang mga kapitalista na dapat hindi lang kami makinabang. No, kailangan may ibabalik kami. No?
Kaya ano ba yung kinakain ng mga kapitalista na hindi kinakain ng mga kapitalista
kaya medyo modern. Dahil strategic sila mag-isip. Dahil kung kami lang ang kikita, magkakaroon kami ng cycle of destabilization, anarchy, etc. Kailangan namin ayusin tong sistema nito.
Neutral kasi system natin.
Yun yung kaibahan nila sa atin. Ang ating mga kapitalista, ang tawag dyan, carpetbaggers. Yung quick return. Kita ka agad Wala ka naman, kahit sabihin mo, itong kapitalistang ito ay matitinong kausap, etc. They don't exist.
Pero bakit nga may ganun sila? Anong nasa pagkain nila doon na meron silang ganun na parang
hindi naman siguro keso, siguro herring.
Kipper. Pickled herring.
Na-curious ako sa sabi mo na in Sweden, appointed ang mayor.
Yes. Stockholm, the mayor. Ina-appoint. Kung sino yung...
Okay ba sistema ng Sweden Iba you have to remember the Scandinavian countries because they are resource challenged. It starts with resources. Resource challenge. Hindi naman mayaman yung lupa nila, di ba? Puro yelo doon at saka bato, lalo na sa Norway. I think because of that, the environment, mas ata sila. Kaya mas naging communitarian sila.
Alam mo, ang biggest export ng Sweden? Music. Music.
ABBA.
Yan ang biggest export.
Iba naisip ko Swedish.
Mga Pilipino, magagaling tayo singers, di ba? Mga entertainers din tayo di ba? Magagaling din tayo Pero bakit di natin ma-develop yan as an industry? No? Ayun yung, halimbawa, sa Sweden, the system is party-based. You don't elect politicians, you elect political parties.
Tsaka meron pa rin king eh, di ba? May princess
Yan
pa
ang
rin.
pitch ni Ronald Furakbayan.
Oh.
Right,
You don't elect politicians, you elect political parties. Kaya meron kang prime minister na pinatay dahil walang bodyguard. Di ba? Si Ola Palme.
Oo.
He was killed while going out of a movie house dahil wala siyang bodyguard. Di ba? Meron kang foreign minister na natanggal dahil bumili siya ng Toblerone na tsokolate para sa kanyang anak na babae, na bata, at ang ginamit niyang credit card ay yung public credit card. No, ibig sabihin sa sistema nila, no, meron kang prime minister na ordinaryo manggagawa. And yet, yung bansa mo is one of the 10 richest countries in the world. No, ibig sabihin hindi mo sinasabi na komunista o sosyalista. Meron kang institutions na modern. No? Yun yung kaibahan siguro. Ang sinasabi ko lang, a century back, baka mas mahirap pa sa atin yung Sweden. Dahil nga, sabi nga ni Patrick, medyo resource-strapped sila. No? Pero something, no, or stimulated them to organize themselves in such a way na hindi na pwedeng mag-migrate.
We're being too hard on the Philippines. We have to all remind ourselves that
We should.
the Philippine state is relatively young and unbuilt.
Yes.
We're babies. When you talk about the Swedish state, that's a kingdom from centuries.
From the Viking,
They invaded even Russia at one point in history.
They invaded off Europe.
Bata pa Pilipinas.
Mas bata ang Singapore sa atin.
Well, pero
No, mas bata ang Malaysia sa
Bata
atin.
ang Pilipinas,
Di ba?
pero hindi bata yung kingdom sa Pilipinas.
Mas bata yung mga yan.
yeah,
ha?
but how did Singapore and Malaysia develop? Yan ang dapat balikan. Bakit mas naunahan pa nila tayo? Anong
Kahit
sagot
na
doon?
naghiwalay sila.
Anong sagot doon? Well, in Singapore and Malaysia, number one, you have very tough anti-insurgency national security laws, which remain in effect until today. I don't think anyone here in this group will favor such a measure.
No.
di ba? Okay? For
For
example,
mga leadership, no, ay una, yung mga bansa na yan, ang corruption ay dapat ay
Talagang punishable by death
hindi,
yata.
predictable. No, wag lalampas yan. Ikalawa, yung tanggap naman na lahat naman ng mga bansa may corruption.
Moderated ang greed.
Oh, moderate your greed. Ikalawa, wag mo ilalabas ng bansa. Ibabalik mo dito para
Localize the greed.
mag-create ng local
Para
economy.
mag-generate.
Wag mo
Umikot,
ilalabas
paikutin ang pera.
Huwag mong dadalhin sa Switzerland. No?
So, Ron, okay lang sa'yo diktador?
Ha?
Okay lang sa'yo diktador, basta makabahayan na diktador.
Hindi. Strong leader, okay sa
Yung
akin.
parang Lee Kuan Yew, gano'n.
Okay sa akin na strong. Ang problema sa diktador, wala kang checks. Wala kang checks and balance.
Well, Lee Kuan Yew did not. Lee Kuan Yew didn't have checks.
Halimbawa, ang
He had
Malaysia.
support.
Ang Malaysia may election eh. Nagpapalit yan eh. May democratic alternation of powers eh. At particular times, meron kang Mahathir. No? At particular times, meron kang Najib. At particular times, meron kang Anwar. Magkakalaban yan ha.
So, vicious cycle din.
Pinakulungan ni Mahathir
Anwar.
si Anwar eh ng ilang dekada, di ba? So, ang sinasabi ko lang, yung mga bansa na yan, meron din mga contradictions katulad natin. Pero meron silang mga minimum na dapat wag nating gawin, di ba? Kung magnanakaw ka, dapat meron namang limits. No? In a cynical way, in a cynical way.
Kailan tayo last nagka-limit sa corruption?
Oo.
Di ba? Parang let's say mga PGMA time, parang moderated pa siya.
May-
You know,
May-
may-
Change topic.
You just have that idea kasi it was during GMA's time when somebody said, moderate the greed.
Oo. Pauna yun.
Kaya siya yung tumatatak sa utak ko.
It does
Who
not
said
mean
that?
that it was moderated during that time. The instruction was, moderate the greed.
The guy
said
in
that?
forestry, the one who was
Si Jun.
Jun Lozano.
Sa
Lazada.
Jude Lazada na isip ko. Jun Lazada.
June
Na
Lazada.
nakulong pa ata, no?
kulong.
Oo, nakulong siya. Siya yung nakulong. Hindi yung...
Siya yung nakulong
hindi
sa
yung
isa
nakaw.
Hindi.
Hindi yun nagnakaw.
Somebody filed a case against him and I think he was
Sa
convicted or
yung
something.
forestry.
Yeah.
But siya yung kinupkup ng mga madre at pare sa Lasal during
Sa
panahon
Lasal
ni
nakatira siya, naalala ko.
Pero
no?
case
Siya yung
prospered
nakulong.
and he was convicted, I
Yeah.
think. Ano.
Yeah.
For a
Going
different
into jail.
case.
For a different case.
For a
right.
different
Kasi
case.
yung atong brother niyang inappoint niya ron eh.
May ano din may medyo may...
So sinabi niya, moderate your greed, pero in-appoint din niya yung
Well, obviously,
Yun
he
yung problema natin.
Moderated niya yung greed.
no, obviously he made mistakes with the legal system. Difference lang was that repentant siya and siya yung
Ano po?
nagbulgar.
Ang difference is moderated. He was head of the Philippine Forestry something
forestry.
like that.
That's what I was saying.
He was a
Obviously,
government,
he made mistakes. He had wrongdoings.
Sinubukan niya bumawi.
Ang kaibahan lang
diba?
is siya yung umamin at siya yung nagbulgar
Nag-whistleblow.
versus yung iba.
Di ba si Matubato?
So siya yung naparusahan.
Oh.
Di ba si Matubato, nakasuhan siya dahil inamin niya na pinatay niya ito upon orders from here. No? So yun yung, kaya siya nakasuhan eh. No? Hindi ko alam kung anong status ng kaso ni Matubato. Pero kaya hindi siya nakalabas ng bansa dahil nakasuhan siya. Dahil inamin niya na siya ay assassin ni Duterte at pinatay niya ito under the orders of Duterte. No? Hindi nakasuhan si Duterte, siya yung nakasuhan. No? So parang ganun yan eh. No? In-expose mo yung corruption, tapos meron ka ring ginawang corruption na hindi mo naman dinedeny, pero ikaw yung nakulong.
Ikaw lang yung nakulong.
Yung in-expose mo na corruption na infinitely bigger, yun ang hindi nakulong.
Naman ang lagi dito eh. Ang nakukulong, yung mga tauhan.
Parang yung chief of staff ng isang senador.
Namatay
sa kulungan.
Namatay,
Sa Napoles.
Pero yung senador, hindi nagsoli ng pera.
Oo nga, hanggang ngayon pinapasoli pa, di ba?
100 million.
Pero yung isang senador, parang
Magaling na sumayaw eh.
parang nireject ng Sandigan Bayan yung kanyang demurrer na demurrer ba tawag doon?
Demurrer to evidence.
Yung isa na
Alam niyo, pwede nyo sabihin ng pangalan kasi naman.
Sino ba? Sabihin na natin.
Mapansin ko lang,
tayo.
late ako pumasok, pero parang ang tono ng usapan kanina, medyo very subdued.
Hindi, yung biyahe kasi niya sa Mindanao. Doon kami nagsimula. Yung biyahe niya.
Kasi nung the last time, nandito si Richard, si paring Richard, Sabsara. Yun ang maingay. Talaga pinanood ko sa YouTube. Sapawan ng sapawan. Masaya. Dami na tuwan.
Hindi nga niya alam na binabalata na siya.
He's not over it. I'm not over it either. Oh my God!
Pwede na parang spokesman ka ni Richard.
Natatawa ako eh.
May sineshare si Gretchen na video.
Ano na?
Parang ginagawa ng Diyos si Richard.
Oo. Joke naman yun. Joke yun. Nilagyan ng altar.
Ano sabi ni Richard?
Sabsara pa rin. Sabsara pa rin.
Ano sabi ni Richard? Pupunta raw siya ng Mindanao. Babalik daw siya. Sabi ko, huwag mong subukan.
Hindi mo ganun. Huwag mo ko isama.
Yung mga putol nandun.
Ang hirap ipaliwanag sa kanya. It's not about, it's not about right or wrong. It's not about reason or logic. It's about emotions.
Yeah.
No?
Subukan na pumunta ng Davao.
It's about running your mouth.
Ako nga, may lupa sa Davao. Hindi ko mapuntahan eh.
Hanggang ngayon. Pwede na.